Hey guys, what is up? What's good? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm bringing to you this no foundation summer makeup look and I'm obsessed with it. So obsessed. So freaking obsessed. You guys are probably like, well, look, you ain't got nothing on your face. Where the makeup? That is the point, my friends. Today I am bringing to you the no foundation summer makeup look, kind of like a no makeup look. I think it's gonna be perfect for those scorching hot summer days where you wanna spot conceal, but you don't wanna wear a crap ton of makeup. So you still wanna look like you. We're enhancing natural beauty here. So if you guys want to see all the products I use, then make sure you guys are subscribed. Hey, subscribe and turn on your notifications so that way you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's do this. So one key thing that you guys want to pay attention to when doing this makeup look is to ensure that your skin still looks like skin at the end of it. That's the main goal here. We're doing a no foundation summer makeup look because it's scorching hot in the summer, and although we want to look put together, we still want to look natural. I did say I would be skipping foundation completely in this video. So one important key factor that you're going to want to do before starting this makeup look is moisturizing your skin, and you want to make sure your moisturizer has a very high level of SPF. I'm going to be using something that's super duper affordable. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Illuminating Moisturizer with SPF 15. It does only have SPF 15, but I am not going out in the sun. I'm just filming this makeup look for you, so I definitely recommend using a moisturizer with a higher SPF. Cetaphil has one with SPF 30, Aveeno has one with SPF 30, and I want to say Garnier has a Skin Renew with SPF 28. I was about to say 30. They have Skin Renew with SPF 28 that you guys could use, which has a higher level of SPF, so your skin is going to be protected from the sun. But I'm just going to stick with this guy today. I felt like I just said a lot of stuff. Like, who do I think I am? But anyways, I'm going to take a little bit onto my hand. What I love about this e.l.f. one is that it is illuminating, so it's also going to give me that radiant, kind of like dewy looking glow. The primer I'm going to use is by Flower Beauty. This is the Erase Everything Sheer Tint Ultimate Foundation, but I personally use it as a primer. And what I really love about it is that it does have these blurring properties that really just smooth out my skin and make it look airbrushed. So I'm just applying it right here where I do have slightly enlarged pores, and then I'm also going to apply a little bit onto my nose and chin, which is where I have a little bit more texture than usual. Oh, yes. So I'm just going to pat this into my skin. And like I said, this just really blurs out the skin and gives it more of that flawless look. I'm obsessed with this. I'm actually gonna wait for all of that to kind of sink into my skin a little bit. So while I wait for that to sink into my skin, I'm gonna work on the brows. I do want a more natural looking brow. I really loved how the Brow This Way by Rimmel worked in my previous video, so that's exactly what I'm going to be using today. So I'm just going to run this through my brows in an upward motion. And then if I mess it up a little bit, I'll just use my fingers and rub in those areas. Moving on to spot concealing, which is probably gonna be one of the important parts. So I'm gonna offer two different concealers to you guys. One is the Tarte Maracuja Concealer. This one is a creaseless concealer. It's waterproof and it's full coverage. So if you do have a lot of blemishes on your face, way bigger than mine, or they're really, really hard to cover, I definitely recommend going in with this because this is really just going to get the job done. And what's really cool is that you can work it up on your fingers and then just pat it onto the skin for more of a more natural look. This concealer can get full coverage really, really fast, so I definitely recommend using a little bit because a little bit does go a very long way. Now the next concealer I'm going to share with you guys is a concealer I'm going to use in this video, which is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I love this concealer, 2 pieces. It's just the right coverage. It blends so flawlessly and seamlessly into the skin, and it's super affordable. It's like $3 at the drugstore. I have 2 different shades. I have light medium and I also have light ivory. This one is in the shade light medium, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this concealer and I'm just going to spot conceal. So all the areas of my face where I do have blemishes that I wanna cover up, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and dab it over top. Now it's super important that when picking a concealer shade that you pick a concealer relatively close to your natural skin color. I know we always say pick a foundation that's closest to your neck, but in this case, since we are skipping foundation, you don't want to pick a dark concealer because then you're going to be able to see it on top of the skin and it's not going to blend seamlessly and it's not going to look natural. when the concealer is placed exactly where you want it, you just want to take your fingertips and then just pat it ever so lightly into the skin so that way it blends. You don't want to pat too hard because then you're pretty much just going to take off all the coverage you just put there, but you just want to blend it out very nicely. I really like to just use my fingers for this because the warmth from my fingertips really helps buff and blend out the product, giving it more of a natural finish as opposed to just using a brush. That's just my personal preference though. And like I said, I am just patting. So as you can see, we just spot concealed this side and it looks super natural. Now that we have that all blended in, I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and just go over the areas that I may have missed. This one is by It Cosmetics. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I don't really mind that some of the blemishes are kind of peeking through. You don't really want it to look like you tried to spot concealer a bunch of different areas. I am fortunate enough, I don't need to apply concealer underneath my eyes because I don't have heavy dark circles. I make sure I get a lot of sleep. No, but seriously, I don't need to do that, but if you guys need to do that, then make sure you spot conceal. So our skin, it's already looking dewy, it's looking super natural and fresh, but I wanna take a little bit of an extra step and apply a highlighter. Today I will be using this. This is the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid in the shade Light. Now this does have a little bit more of a pinky undertone. I'm not a huge fan of pinky undertones, but I will just be applying this as my base. And to place it on the skin, I will be using a damp sponge. This one is by Flower Beauty. For blush today, I am gonna go in with the Baked Bronze. I'm gonna go in with the Baked Bronze. I'm gonna go in with the Baked Bronzer by Milani. This one is in the shade Berry Amore, and I'm just gonna take a little bit on an angled brush, and I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm gonna apply it ever so slightly to my cheeks, but not too much because as you can see, I do have blemishes in this area, and I don't really want to accentuate them that much. After that's done, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a mascara. Today I'm gonna use this by Maybelline. This is their Lash Sensational Mascara. I'm throwing it back a little bit. You guys know I used to love this. So I'm gonna apply this to my lashes. Just a very thin coat. So I think our face is pretty nude already. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a berry tone. This is by L'Oreal. This is Blushing Berry. And I'm just gonna pat this on my lips like this. If you want, you can even throw a gloss on top. And just like that, you guys, that's the end of today's video. This is my no foundation summer makeup look, no makeup, whatever it is that you guys want to call it. It's very natural. It's very kind of like glowing from within. I love it. I do not associate perfection with beauty. So if you guys have any imperfections kind of shining through your foundations like I do, then embrace it, love it. You guys know. So if you guys like me, don't forget to subscribe. And I don't think I have anything else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all in the next one. Deuces. Barely no foundation, no freaking nails, no polish. What is a girl to do? Ah.